So welcome to another Saturday workshop, and today we are doing a summary of the conversations we've been having this week with Dr. Johnson, and the focus has been on gastrointestinal health, what we call gut health, right? It's about your gut, and the gut starts from your mouth all the way to the esophagus, to the stomach, to the small intestines. There are three of them. They have very interesting names. Then to the large intestines, then to that place you love, the way the poo comes out, right? It's one of the most strategic biological architectures in the body. Through here, all the way down and out, right? And three very important things happen. One is that this is where all the nutrients come in. This is in the gut lining is where most of our immune system is architected. And the reason is because it's providing guard against all the toxins, bacteria, and viruses that are going to come through with our water and food and all the things that we take in. So it is a very complex architecture, and it is really important in keeping us alive. So it is the second most important thing that we talk about, gut health. The first important thing that we really talk about a lot in this at Anti-Fragility Health is about sleep. So today we want to talk about gut, and I'm going to take you on a very, very deep journey. First of all, I don't know how many of you know about the Bristol stool chart. The Bristol stool chart is a very, very easy explanation of what's going on in your body. If your poo is number 1, number 2, or number 3, you're constipated. That's the poo that you have to like push, right? And it comes out like crazy, and you're worried that it's going to tear your ass, right? Sometimes you're pushing and you are trying to think, should I call my mother? Right, this poo is not going to come out, and it's hanging there, and you can't go anywhere, and you look like, oh, my life is screwed. Who knows, I might spend my whole life in the bathroom because this poo is not going to come out. I know you all have had thoughts like that. I have. And then there is the number 5, number 6, and number 7, when you can barely get to the bathroom and it comes up. It's like a Russian army approaching, right? And it rushes out of you with some, and that's called diarrhea, right? But you see, what is really important about this is that is the body giving us signals that something is wrong. But that's from here down. We find the signals out there with bloating, with gas, and with the poo coming out this way. But there are other signals I want to talk about, and which is to do with the mouth, right? A lot of people don't brush their tongue. Look at mine. Pink. Your tongue should be pink, not white or brown. So all of you who are watching, check your tongue. Always look at your tongue in the mirror. You should brush your tongue and brush your teeth and floss twice a day. And why is that so important? All diseases that are bacteria or virus driven come from the mouth. It is just so critical that dental hygiene is part of gut health, because we swallow spit. How many times a day? They say about 5,000 times a day. So if you have a lot of bad bacteria in your stomach, in your mouth, it's all going into your stomach. That dental hygiene is the number 1 issue with regard to gut health. And then the secondary is the other things we're going to talk about. So now let's talk about dental hygiene. We have 2 amazing products from Silver Biotics. It's naturally whitening and it's fluoride free, right? It has a xylitol with essential oils, and it has a triple action mint action. This is a nano silver infused toothpaste, and it's specifically formulated naturally to promote healthy teeth and gum. I have been using this for more than a year now, and it's really changed the concept of having great dental hygiene. And whenever I have problems with like a toothache or anything, I use the Silver Biotic Tooth Gel. And you use this at night and just put the gel all over your teeth and your mouth, and you don't rinse it and sleep with it. It is very, very good. It heals all the pain and any kind of brushes or wounds that you may have in your mouth. So dental hygiene is the number one issue, and it is really important that we pay attention to our dental hygiene with flossing, with really good brushing, and at least every 6 months you do some cleaning, what we call deep cleaning. It's really important because a lot of people are afraid of COVID, but they have bad dental hygiene. Already you are compromising your immune system because you're compromising what we call the viral and bacterial load in your body, right? If you have a very high viral and bacterial load already, your immune system is already overwhelmed. So by the time COVID comes, you're screwed, right? So it's important that you reduce the viral and the bacterial load. I know most of you don't think about it, or you haven't really thought. Why do you wash your hands? To reduce the bacterial load, especially when you use the bathroom. Why do you wash your face? Why do they say don't touch your face? You're reducing the, why do you shower? Why do you put cream on your body? Because the skin is the largest area that's exposed to bacteria. So when your skin is properly hydrated, it's very difficult for bacteria to infuse. But if your skin is dry and patched, then bacteria can enter your skin. I know that they don't teach all of this in high school, so most of you are ignorant. That's why you watch my workshop, so you can get fundamental knowledge. Now that you understand the issue of viral and bacterial load from outside, now let's go talk about some of the things that are necessary for good gut health. Number one, the way to balance the good and bad bacteria. Yes, we have trillions of bacteria in our gut because we have created what we call a symbiotic relationship. What's a symbiotic relationship? We feed them, they feed us. What is the purpose of good and bad bacteria in the stomach, in the gut lining? They help break down the food, right? They take this hard food that we eat. I know some of you don't chew enough. You must chew your food. The Buddhists say you should chew a spoon of rice 100 times. That way you chew like little babies and you chew the rice until you fall asleep. And therefore you eat only 1 spoon of rice rather than 100 spoons. Not like Korean drama, they fill their mouth with rice, right? You chew gently, and when the food goes down, the bacteria is going to help with really bringing, squeezing, grinding, breaking down the food for us. And that is really critical for absorption because the lining of the gut is a very thin lining, and only things that have been broken down properly can actually be absorbed. So it is really important that we take probiotics. Probiotics are the good bacteria. In this one, which is our best-selling product from Orthomolecular Products, is the Probiotic 225. That's 225 billion. You can't beat that. All those probiotics you buy from Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, GNC, wherever you go, does not match the power of this probiotic. And it contains 6 different good bacteria: the bifidobacteriums and the lactobacillus, the different strains of good bacteria that are really necessary to balance the bad boys. What happens in the stomach every day is that the bad boys overwhelm the good boys. Therefore, putting the good boys, replenishing every day, creates the kind of stomach I have. An amazing gut. This is the way God designed it, not the way you have been infusing with all the fast foods, McDonald's, and processed foods. So probiotics is really critical for ensuring what we call the bacterial diversity in our gut. On top of that, we have another one called orthobiotic. Same thing. This one is in powder form, spores, and this one is in capsules. So they are the same thing and very powerful and very important that we focus on these products, right? The second thing that I do is that every time I eat, I take digestive enzymes, right? There are three critical enzymes required for breaking down our food, right? We have macronutrients, right? That's why we call them macronutrients. They have to be broken down to micronutrients for absorption. Macronutrients to micronutrients. It's very important that we have the ability to break down the macro to the micro. And what helps in that breakdown? And what are the three big macronutrients? There are four actually, but I'm going to talk about three. Let me name them: fiber, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. How do we break them down? We need digestive enzymes. And as we grow older, we're going to lose the ability to generate the right amount of digestive enzymes that are required to break down our protein, which are pepsins. It's a group of enzymes that break down protein. And when protein is broken down, it gives us amino acids. So when proteins are broken down by the enzymes, they give amino acids. And amino acids is what the body uses now to build and repair all the things that it needs to do, right? So proteins are really important because when broken down by pepsin, they give us the amino acids. Fats are broken down by fat enzymes, right, that will give us the short chain, medium chain, and long chain fatty acids. These are all, when you take your omega-3 or things like that, you're going to see the different fatty acids like butyric acid, which is a short chain fatty acids, which is really critical for gut function, the long chain and the medium chain fatty acids that are really critical for brain function, cholesterol, and all of those things are in that group of fatty acids. Then we come to carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are broken down by a group of enzymes called amylases. They break carbohydrates down into the components of things like glycogen, glucose, and those components that are then used for energy and other things in the body. So the body can only absorb micronutrients. They cannot absorb macro. So in the process of converting the macro, which is why it's important we chew our food properly so that we can turn it into a soft paste, then the enzymes can actually get incorporated into it to actually enable proper breakdown and to support digestion. So the bacteria and the fiber slow down that process so that we efficiently absorb all the nutrients that are in the food that we eat. So taking digestive enzymes and taking probiotics is really critical for that process. The third thing that needs to be added is fiber. That's for if you're not eating fruits and vegetables, then you're not getting enough fiber. And if you're not getting enough fiber, it's good you add that. And what is the fiber required for? Number one, it slows down the whole process of digestion and absorption to make sure the body takes all the nutrients from the food. But secondly, the bacteria feed on the fiber. And if you have a very healthy fiber intake, it keeps the diversity of that bacterial community very healthy and very strong. So very important again, the probiotics, the digestive enzymes, and the fiber. These are critical requirements for daily optimal function. Okay? Now, in this clinic, we talk about 3 strategies for life in everything that we talk about our lifestyle. Number 1 is prevention. What I've just taken you through are products for prevention to ensure that you have a good functioning gut system. But we also talk about reversal as a strategy. That is, if you already have damage, and what kind of damage would you have had? Things like leaky gut, or you have bloating, or you have gas, or you have constipation, or you have diarrhea. Those are problems that need to be repaired. And we have an amazing product called Ultra GI Replenish. This product is for support for the management of compromised gut function. What's compromised? When you have a problem with digestive disorders, including malabsorption. So what is the point going to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and Farmers Market and buying expensive macronutrients, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and not ensuring that it's properly absorbed, right? So a lot of us go and spend a lot of money buying expensive foods, and then all of it just comes out in poo, right? That's not a good thing. So you want to make sure that, so we use this for maintenance and reversal. I take this about 2 or 3 times a week to ensure that it helps with the repair. And the amazing thing about this product is that it has the basic requirements for most of the amino acids that are needed for us to actually repair the lining of the gut. And it has all the other vitamins and minerals that are also critical and used for that. Very important product for reversal. But when it comes to optimization, right, because our 3 strategies are prevention, reversal, and optimization. When it comes to optimization, we recommend a detox. The detox can be a daily detox, can be a 10-day detox, a 7-day detox, a 14-day detox, or 28-day detox. What are the critical issues around a detox? Typically, in a detox, we go through a couple of phases to ensure that we break down, because the big detoxifier in the body is the liver. And God gave us just one liver. And therefore, it is really important that we support the liver in its effort to be very efficient and effective in detoxification. So our detox, that's what it's called. It's a clinical process, and you need to make sure that a medical healthcare person supports that process. So please do not go on the internet and do detoxes that are not clinically supported, because you could be putting your life at risk. The gut lining is very tender and very delicate. You don't want to play with it because it's 1 cell thick. If you puncture it, you're going to have what we call leaky gut, or you have ulcers and all of those things that develop. Very complicated. You could die from a gastric ulcer. What happens with a gastric ulcer? There's a puncturing in the gastric, in the stomach, and the acid and food escapes into the bloodstream, and you die from toxicity. So these are not issues for you to joke around. Don't do a detox that is not really properly formulated to take you through what we call the 3 phases of detoxification. The first phase of detoxification is the extraction. Where are most toxins and things kept? They're stored in fat. So we have to go break down and extract the toxins. And most toxins are fat soluble. They are not water soluble. So we have to go extract them. And the second phase of detoxification is now where we use enzymes to break down these fat molecules and make them water soluble. And the third phase of detoxification is then the extraction and the elimination of those toxins. So it's a very delicate process. If you don't do a detox really well, you could actually get very sick because you're going to go unleash the lion. It's like waking up a sleeping dog. You go waken this dog, and then you cannot harness it. So the three-step detoxification process wakes up the toxins, binds them, and extracts them out of the body. It's really important that you go through a proper detox. And what is that going to do? First of all, most of the fat that we carry is the body's way of protecting us from circulating toxins. And so, yes, also it comes from eating too much. So even Asians who are very slim still have visceral fat. And where's that visceral fat from? It is from the body's attempt to bind the toxins in fat. So we have visceral fat, which is the fat that we cannot see. It's hidden around the organs. And then we have adipose fat, which is the fat that you can see around my stomach, right? The bad fat. All fat is bad that is not appropriate and available for use by the body. So when the body has binded the toxins in the fat, that fat is not really readily available for the body to use. Because the body is not going to use it, because if the body uses that fat, the toxins are going to be released in the body. So the body locks it up and refuses to use it, so it becomes really stubborn fat. So the only way to break that fat is to go through a detox that then allows that fat to release the toxins, and then it's all converted with the enzymes, and then it's extracted. That's why one of the best ways to lose weight is to go through a detox. It's a very serious program and requires a lot of discipline. So let's just finish this conversation today and talk about a couple of products that I also use for repair. So as we grow older, we know that the architecture of our body is getting compromised. The SBI Protect, one of our most powerful products, is a product that you can mix with your smoothie once or twice a week for gut repair. Remember, this is a daily product, but this is a much more powerful product. So people who have like compromised gut function, IBD, IBS, and things like that, this is a very powerful product, a little amount, and it's solved. The GlutatShield is a very good solution also for helping you use glutamine, is the protein, amino acid, that is used for repairing the gut lining. So GlutatShield is a very, and we also have the GI Revive, which is also a glutamine product. All of them have glutamine and other things, natural therapies to support in that process. So very important that you use these products to achieve our three-pronged strategy of intervention in lifestyle for your gut. And what are those three strategies again? Number one is prevention. Most of our prevention products is to reduce the viral and the bacterial load and to optimize the functioning of your gut system. Number two, reversal. If you're already compromised, right? If you're already compromised, we have products that would address a compromised gut. Number three, optimization. If you really want your gut to be running at its original architecture, you want to fix it with GlutatShield and SBI Protect as solutions for optimization. So it's really important that these three strategies are something that you understand and you can implement on a daily level in your life. So if we have any questions, I want to take the questions, yes?
So would you say that most people are in the reversal stage? Because most people if, like, from based on what you're saying, if you're eating and you're not eating well and you're not doing really good oral care, then most likely your gut is compromised.
Yeah, so most people
need to-
should be doing all three strategies.
Yes.
You should be doing prevention, you should be doing reversal, and you should be doing optimization. Because unfortunately, a lot of the processed food or the foods that we eat compromises our gut function. Except you are in a village where you're eating everything precise, but even so, you need to replenish your probiotics, you need to eat the right fiber, and so there's a lot of issues, yes.
So you said that the detoxes were dangerous. What about, I have friends who do colonics. What's your thoughts on colonics?
I'm not comfortable with colonics because the risk is there of puncturing your gut lining, whether your large or your small intestines. And once there's a puncture and it's compromised, you might suffer from serious bacterial infections. So, except it's clinically advised, but typically those are not processes that most clinicians would advise that you do colonics. So what you should be doing is a proper detox that helps you to clean the overall gut architecture and try and restore it back to a good functioning environment.
One more question.
Yeah.
When people do water diets, like the water cleanses, right? Are you aware of what those
Yes, yes.
do
But
those cleanse? I know that those only remove water, but do those also cleanse some of the toxins in your that make you
first of all, it just cleans the gut lining, because we know it's almost like when you do a water fast, you're really moving into fasting and into autophagy. That's a different issue from detox. And what is autophagy is starving the cells such that they start eating themselves. And it's a very, very important way to cure cancer and to cure a lot of other illnesses. So a water fast says you're not taking any nutrients. And so what happens is that the body will go into autophagy, and in the process it's going to clean the gut lining. That's a different issue from doing a detox. All right, so you're trying to trigger what we trigger in intermittent fasting. So when you talk about fasting, it's a whole workshop we're going to run on that. You can have a dry fast, you can have a water fast, and you can have intermittent fasting. And at the core of fasting is the whole concept of autophagy, which is where in the cell, all the dead material in the cell, when the cell is starved of nutrients, it begins to eat itself and eat all the waste that is inside the cell, which are those things that typically would cause cancer or cause other illnesses at the cellular level. So autophagy has been discovered to be a very powerful way to do cellular cleaning.
And then there's one more question. Is there a difference between detox and cleanse?
Yes, well, that's what I was just going on. A cleanse is really cleaning the gut, but typically a cleanse is part of a fast, right? And the objective there is autophagy. The objective is not detox. Detox requires the use of enzymes and nutrients to enable the three-phase detoxification process. Without using those nutrients and enzymes, you cannot achieve the three-phase detoxification. Yes, you might lose some weight, but you're just losing water weight. You're not actually losing toxins and releasing the fat. That's why after a water fast, you're going to come back to the normal weight, because the body has refused to release those toxins. We're good? Thank you. Like us, love us. Go to YouTube. That's where we're running live. On Facebook, we have quite a few restrictions. We're going to explore other channels, but join us, love us, send questions, come visit us. Thank you for joining, and have a great weekend.